You know, there's nothing like cracking that cellophane, pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Man, this stuff rocks.
Hey, this is Marty McCoy from Bobaflex, and you're listening to the BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. My guest is on the line right now. They're from Point Pleasant, West Virginia. But before I bring Marty McCoy from Bobaflex on them, we'll talk a little bit about them. I want to thank him for coming on here. I know they're busy. They're doing their tour and things like that. And Bobaflex has been around since 1998. And I've seen these guys play a couple of times. You are not going to be disappointed when you see these guys play. They're always putting in 110% on stage. They always rock the house, and they're always good to their fans. And I'm not just saying that. That's the God's honest truth. These guys are all about the fans and supporting local bands as well. They haven't forgot where they came from. They've got several CDs that's out right now. They've got a new CD that's out called, sorry ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting it here.
Hell in my heart.
Yeah, there it is. Marty, I'm gonna bring you on in, Marty.
All right, I got this.
All right, so you guys have got several CDs out, and the new CD is out right now.
Hell in my heart. It's a record that we did totally on our own, without a record label. We went through this TBT bankruptcy thing. It was great to be on a record label at one point in time, but the industry's in trouble, and TBT was one of the first ones to go. Unfortunately, that's how it worked. That's the Bobaflex curse. But we come out and did this record on our own and released it on BSX Records, and it's the best thing that we've ever done. It's the most success we've ever had. We took Bury Me With My Guns to the upper 30s on the charts all by ourselves. We took Chemical Valley to the 40s, and we're getting ready to drop our big cover, the Simon & Garfunkel cover, Sound of Silence, sometime this month. I think that one's going to go into the 10s. If we can take it into the 10s on our own, it's on. Yeah. I'll wave goodbye to all the labels forever. Be like, see you later.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, you guys haven't forgot where you came from. You guys work your butts off, man, and that's for sure. And I remember the song that really got me into you guys was Turn the Heat Up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People still request that song.
Yeah.
I was in New Mexico one time. Never been to New Mexico in my life, and there was a street bum laying in the street covered in his own urine, and he asked me for a cigarette. I was like, sure, here, you can have a cigarette. He goes, wait a minute. I was like, what? He goes, you're that band that's face Turn the Heat Up. And I was like, you know what? In New Mexico, if someone's heard Turn the Heat Up, the street bums heard Turn the Heat Up, and we're getting up there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys have a unique style with Bobaflex. It's you and your brother, man. I mean, and you guys trade out.
Yeah, and Jared Mankin, the bass player, he's big key on the vocals as well.
Yeah, and you guys trade out a lot. How do you guys work that out?
Just, we grew up on bands like the Eagles and Kiss and just, bands in the 70s used to do stuff like that. Like Pink Floyd had 3 different singers, and that's just the way I thought it used to be. When we were kids, my dad would have these big bluegrass sessions in the living room, and they would all switch instruments, and this guy would sing one song, and then, the lady would put the fiddle down, and she'd sing, and I just thought that's how it was supposed to be, and I never thought it was any kind of unique thing. I just like, well, everybody sings, and if you can sing, you should, and if you got something to say, you should probably write, and that's just the way we've always done it, and it was kind of a double-edged sword there for a while, record labels, and people didn't get it. They're like, why is there more than one singer? This doesn't make any sense. But the fans have always got it. Mm-hmm. The fans always thought it was cool. Mm-hmm. So we stuck with our fans. We didn't worry about what 60-year-old guys in the record industry thought was cool. We worried about what our fans thought, and it's finally paid off.
See, that's what I'm talking about. It's always about the fans. They're the ones who are coming out to the shows, paying money for your CDs and shirts and things like that to keep you going. If it ain't,
they have absolutely kept us going over the years. And it's just been outrageous, amazing. There's been times where we were struggling and didn't know if we were going to make it any longer, and we'd be on tour and paying attorneys to get out of this bankruptcy thing, and the fans would bring us in and feed us and let us take showers, and it'd be times we'd have a week off and out in the middle of nowhere, and somebody that we just met at the record store would be like, oh, I love your record, come on, stay at my house for a week and feed us and take care of us, and we're fortunate enough that we don't have to do that anymore, and we can we can get hotel rooms and ride, and we just got our bus and everything. So we've made it to a level to where we're not so destitute and broke. But if it wasn't for our fans, we'd have never made it to this level, and we have never forgot, and we will never forget. And that's what it's all about.
Now, you mentioned your roots and stuff, growing up with bluegrass around you and things like that. How much did that influence you to want to be a singer and perform?
That's 110%. My dad used to sing and have all these great bluegrass musicians come in, and these guys could really play and really pick. And I just remember sitting in the middle of the living room, Indian style, as a little kid, and this music going on around me, and I just remember thinking, this is what I want to do. And one of the guys that he would have people come in all the time, and they would stop in. They'd be on tour, and they'd stop in. There'd be people that that made money doing this, and I was like, really? They pay you to do this? And the guy was like, very well in certain places. So I was like, all right, well, that's what I want to do. That's what I've always wanted to do. So my brother and I, and the guys that I played with since I was a kid, the guys in the band, we've been together since we were 11, 12 years old, and we were just like, let's do this. Heck with all the Oxycontins and all the other stuff everybody else is getting wrapped up into. Let's do this music thing. So that's what we did. We were kind of nerds, and we would play 6-8 hours a day and annoy the neighbors with our loud music, and eventually we started getting good at it.
You guys are featured on a DVD and a CD, is that right? From what I'm reading here?
Oh, the Gigantor?
Yes.
Yeah, you can go to Netflix. It blew me away. You can go to Netflix, and we're right up there with Dave Mustaine and Dream Theater and all of them right on the DVD. I've seen it all over the place, in Dollar Generals and Netflix and video stores, and just like, oh my God, we're right there with Dave Mustaine and Megadeth and all these big bands. And yeah, that was a really amazing experience.
How does it feel, man, to see stuff like that, to know where you come from?
It's pretty wild. I'm never satisfied. I get a little smile on my face, but then I'm off to the next thing. Like, I need to be on another DVD in another store and need to get our music out there, and that's the way the whole band is. Work ethic is just insane. We can get off a 6-month tour, take a day off, kiss our girlfriends, go back to the rehearsal spot the next day.
The name Bobaflex, how did that come up?
Star Wars, big Star Wars freaks. When we started the band out, it was like, let's come up. It was back in the day when Limp Bizkit and Hoobastank and all these names were really cool, and unfortunately, and we were big Star Wars freaks, and we liked the name, and tried it out and played a couple local bars and had a good time, and started to get serious. And by the time we started to get serious, we had built enough of a following. We felt like we couldn't let the name go, and I've read hilarious reviews of the record and stuff saying, I really like the music. It's the worst name in rock and roll. I think that's funny, though. So, we got to a certain point, like, there's no turning back now. This is the name of the band. And, we've had record labels turn us down. Like, we love the music, hate the name, change the name. We're like, nope, not doing it. Just because we're kind of these, it might have been a bad decision, but we're one of those bands. It's like, you don't tell us what to do. That's why we're in a rock and roll band, so we don't have to wear suits and ties and be told what to do by somebody else.
Right. I totally agree, and I respect you for that, because be true to yourself and be true to what your name stands for and your band stands for.
Absolutely, and it's all about the Star Wars. We had to change the last part, Boba Fett, Bobaflex, because we didn't want George Lucas to sue us. Yeah. And we somehow got away with it. It's this long, and now it's everywhere. Everybody, we can go anywhere and be somewhere that we've never been before in our lives, and people will recognize us. And you're the guys from Bobaflex, or if you say the name, Bobaflex, oh, I've heard of you guys. So it's definitely out there, and it's who we are, and we're sticking with it.
Have you guys ever thought about coming on stage but before you come out to, like, the Imperial March? Because I haven't seen you guys in a while, but, have you all thought about that before?
Yeah, absolutely we have. Our good friends in Skindred did it. We went on tour with this band called Skindred, this amazing band out of Wales. They were outrageous. It was kind of reggae and metal. One of the coolest live singers I've ever seen in my life. And they came out to the Imperial March, so I was kind of like, I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to. After they had done it, you kind of got to let it go, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about, for everybody who doesn't know who Bobaflex is, who else is in the band, Marty?
Myself, my brother, Sean McCoy, Jared Mankin, who's the bass player and a phenomenal singer, phenomenal songwriter. He's one of the rocks in the band. If he wasn't doing it with me, I don't know if I would do it anymore. And Tommy Johnson, who is I've been playing in bands with since I was 9 years old. Nope. And he lives, we grew up probably a block away from each other, and I remember the day he got his kit, first time he got his drum set, I was like, wow, how do you play this thing? And he sat right down the very first day that he got it and he played it.
Wow.
And played it well. I was like, what in the world? And then we picked up John Hoskins, who's a Kentucky boy. We stole him from a bluegrass band. He played fiddle in a bluegrass band. I've known him for a long time. He was in a band called Stitch River, who were really good friends of ours, and they kind of slowed down a lot and weren't playing anymore. And we were looking for a new guitar player, and that was the first guy that came to mind and the last guy that came to mind. And we called him up, and he's like, "Yep, on the way." So I said, I said, we got about 4 days to rehearse, and then we're heading out on tour, buddy. You think you can handle it? Because I already know all the songs. You're one of my favorite bands. I was like, outstanding. He came in, he rehearsed for 3 days, and we went off on tour for 2 months, and he never missed a note. And he's an awesome guy, and he can sing really well, and he's a really good guitar player.
Yeah, and that's awesome that you can just meet somebody like that and dig your music and just a fan of the music and of you guys and come in and pick right up.
Oh, yeah. He's a phenomenal guitar player. Like, I'm learning every day from him. Like, how'd you do that? Show me that again. What was that? And it's really nice to have somebody in the band like that. But, I've been playing guitar for years, and I'm a decent guitar player, but when you got somebody that's that far above you on another level, it's like you just learn every day. And I like that. I'm really into that.
Now, every CD that I own of you guys, I've listened to it, and I've seen that you guys have grown musically from CD to CD to CD. And this CD, the new CD that you guys got out with Bury Me With My Guns On, oh my God, man. That song absolutely floored me when I heard it.
Thank you. It did really well for us all over the nation. Like I said, we took it to the way up in the 30s on the charts and competed with, Nickelback and Tool and stuff like that. And just like, wow, we're actually here. And there's, bands that have been around and have way more money than us and have the big record labels behind them, and we're kicking their butt all over the radio.
Yeah.
And that song had changed our lives, and the people that had got behind that song that we had hired for radio, because now we know everybody, we've been on record labels and we've been all over the country. Now we know everybody, and the good people that are in the industry, there are some of them actually that are good people and will do what they say they're going to do and go far beyond the call of duty and still care about music, and they're not just trying to take your money.
Right.
We hired the right people, and they worked that single as hard as they could go, and they changed our lives.
I'll play as much stuff as I can on here for you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, we can go to Boise, Idaho, and sell out a club, and we can go to L.A. and sell out a club, and that's been a long time coming, and that's a really good feeling.
I got to throw out a shout-out to my friends from Downtrend. Downtrend's from Pikeville.
Oh, yeah, we'll be playing with them the 14th of this week.
Yeah, this Saturday, and they're from Pikeville, Kentucky. I think it's really cool that, you guys are playing with them and being so close and locals and everything. How did that come about with you and Downtrend?
There's some really cool bands around the area. Huntington's got a lot of talent around there in Kentucky, and especially Kentucky. There's some players that come out of Kentucky and Columbus, Ohio, and when you play a lot, you play with a lot of crappy bands. A lot of horrible bands, and you're wasting everybody's time. This is why you think the music scene is terrible around here. It's just that you're terrible. And then when you find some bands that you like and that you kind of mesh with, when you come back to town, you make sure that they're on the bill. You call the promoter and you say, "What about this band? What about this band?" And that's what we do. And we like to kind of play with the good bands from the area. It doesn't hurt the show at all.
No, exactly. And what can fans expect at a Bobaflex show? I know what they can expect, but I've been there. But I just want your opinion.
A pure sonic and sexual assault on all senses.
It is a great show.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot of singing. It's a lot of fun. The band is definitely serious, but there's a fun aspect to it where we're not just screaming death metal and talking about blood and guts and all that stuff. And it's just a lot of fun. A lot of switching around. Everybody sings. It's a really musical show instead of just as hard as you can go, which is I can't stand anymore. I hate that kind of music. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate anyone that does it, but
right.
I've heard it so much. I'm like, can we hear somebody sing a melody and then maybe someone sing with them and it sounds pretty? And it's like I'm over everyone thinking that we're tough and we have to be tough and this and that. It's like I'm really into girls coming to the show and girls liking the show.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. And it's like if girls like your music, then you're probably doing something that everybody's gonna like. And I'm over the whole thing of am I tough and can you mosh to this and are you going to beat your friend up to this?
Yeah.
Just oh God, it's so overplayed. I mean, there's really good bands that do it, but the scene has been the nationwide scene has been so overdone with this next song is called and it's like, oh great. He's not even saying anything.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of punk music, and I love punk music.
Yeah. Well, punk music has a lot of melody in it. Punk music is pretty much 50s melodies just sped up, and I love that. You know, I'm a fan of songs, and I don't care what it is. Like I said, if it's bluegrass, country, R&B, pop, rock, it doesn't matter to me. As long as, you know, the song's good and it's something that makes me want to listen again. It's like, you know, I don't care about genres and all that stuff. I hate when they're like, well, you know, I've played thousands and thousands and thousands of shows, and I hate when some dipshit comes up to me and goes, that wasn't brutal enough. I'm like, listen, I've actually had sex with a woman. Get out of here.
They've actually come up and told you that your songs are not brutal enough?
Oh, yeah, or that's gay, or you guys play, you know, girly music or this and that. And it's like, listen, I've been through more stuff than you could ever imagine. You know, we're not weak. We're very strong individuals. Just because we wear makeup doesn't mean we can't kick your ass.
Yeah, wow. That's just people for you, Marty. You know, I mean...
Well, it's just that whole scene of, you know, it's got to be brutal and it's got to be tough. And I think it's because they're so afraid of being gay that they have to push each other down with their shirts off. It doesn't make any sense to me.
You know, I want to throw out congratulations to you guys.
That's a bit much.
No, that's fine. I want to throw out congratulations to you guys because you guys played on Rock on the Range this year, man. That's a huge accomplishment.
That was the second time at Rock on the Range. We headlined the Jaeger stage, which was a big honor for us to be able to headline the Jaeger stage, and it was outrageous. The guys that run Rock on the Range said there were so many people packed in front of our stage that it was dangerous for the fans. And I was like, well, you're dealing with some dangerous people. I got an idea. Let's get to your stage next year. It was outrageous. Columbus, Ohio has been very good to us. The radio station there, 99.7 The Blitz, is a very influential station in the United States, and the fact that they jumped on our single, Bury Me With My Guns, it helped soften up radio all across the nation, and they've just been so wonderful to us. I mean, I owe them my life there at 99.7 The Blitz.
Well, you got another...
And they just changed everything for us.
Yeah. You got another DJ
right
great
here. And Rock on the Range, you know, because of 99.7 The Blitz and the success that we've had at radio, and, you know, 99 started it all. So we were able to play Rock on the Range, and you know, because of 99.7 The Blitz and what they had done for us at radio on a national level.
You got another DJ right here that's going to do what he can too. So you know.
Right on. Well, you know what? It's the internet radio things that are really taken off, and the music industry has changed so much. Mm-hmm. The kids are listening to songs on their phones, and you know, active rock radio. I mean, it still has a big weight in the movement of rock music, but it's not like it used to be, you know. And internet radio is what's happening, and kids are able to listen to, you know, iHeartRadio and listen to whatever station they want. Mm-hmm. And iTunes is a big deal, you know. The iTunes thing is, we have records in stores, and we go through FYE, and we sell records in stores, but we sell iTunes like you would not believe. You know, people downloading and buying it on their phones and dumping it in their iPods, and that's the wave of the future, and that's what's happened to a lot of these record labels. They can't see the future, and they're holding on to that old model, and they're falling by the wayside. And we're fine with that. You know what I mean? See you later. We'll take care. We'll run this new model until it's time to change again, until I'm too old to understand what the new change is.
I hope to get to come to Rock on the Range next year and get to meet some of the bands and interview them and things like that, but I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm working on it.
Doug Weber. Get a hold of Doug Weber. He's the man.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
He set us up at Rock on the Range. We did 41 interviews the day that we were getting ready to play. I did 41 interviews, and we even split band members up. So I don't know how many we did all told, but I did 41 myself.
Wow.
And that's all Doug Weber, and he's amazing at New Ocean Media. Any bands out there want to do what we're doing and want to hire a real company, New Ocean Media is the place.
Yeah, Doug is he's been really professional and really cool with me. He
goes above and beyond the call of duty. He's one of the guys in the music industry. If you say this is what we need done, and he said this is what's going to cost, I mean, you're getting the bang for your buck. And I mean, just any band out there that really wants to take it to the next level and really go and do the promotions and you know, push their record. See New Ocean Media. It's Dave Gibson's the president. Doug Weber's the man over there. They have changed the game for Bobaflex.
Do you guys prefer clubs, Marty, or festivals, or does it really matter at this point?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It does not matter. Festivals are amazing. You reach more people in one shot at a festival, and that's a conglomerate of all the band's fans. But clubs are your fans, the people that have come, walked through the door, and paid the ticket money to see you. So there's a different vibe. You know, the festivals are outrageous, and there's thousands and thousands of people there. But when you get into a club and 500 to 1,500 seater, and it's packed with people that know every word to every song, it's a strong feeling.
And I'm going to throw this out here. Me and Marty talked about this before I brought him on the show. I think this is one of the coolest people I've interviewed here because he has heritage here in the mountains. He is kin to the McCoys, and I think that's really
Absolutely.
cool. That's awesome. I have a friend, Terry the Uber Cowboy. He does genealogy, and I think he's kin to them too. I don't know if he's kin to the McCoy side or the Hatfield side. I know he's kin to one of the sides.
Yeah. Well, we get along with Hatfield these days.
Yeah.
We meet a lot. The Hatfield and McCoy thing has been really cool as far as publicity goes, and we've gotten interviews with some pretty major magazines that were like, I like the band, they're all right. Oh, they're from the Hatfield and McCoy, absolutely, I'll interview them.
Yeah.
And we've met a lot of really good people out on the road that as soon as, if it's a Hatfield, as soon as they see that McCoy thing, boom, it's a conversation and so on, and we've met a lot of really good people that way, and made a lot of really good friends, and so let everybody know the Hatfield and McCoy feud is over.
Yeah.
It's all good now.
How can
I think
people...
they might still be trying to kill us with Jaeger shots, but it's a lot slower and a lot more fun.
How does it feel, man, when you're hearing like a lot of people singing your music, and you don't have to do nothing but stand there and hold the mic out?
It's awesome. I mean, it's outrageous. It's like, I guess it would be like any other business. If you run a successful business and people are calling you up and they want their cabinets done by you because they've heard you've done good work. I guess it would be the same feeling. It's just like the coolest job on the planet. Yeah. I get paid to go set up and play music in bars or in festivals with my friends that I've known since I was a kid and my brother, and we play these songs that we wrote, and people get into it, and it's just like, I can't describe it. If I was to be hit by a bus tomorrow, I would say, you know what, I've lived a life of 10 men. I've had a really good time, and it's been amazing. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope to be able to do it till I'm 60 years old. And, with this new insanity workout, you can be 60 and not look 60. so, it's just the coolest job on the planet. There's nothing, I don't know what else you could do that would be that cool.
Now, how can people get a hold of you if they want to just say, hey, guys, what's going on, and things like that?
Facebook.
I'm on
Facebook, Marty McCoy, and then the band Facebook. We all check the band Facebook. We all are on there every day. And we all check our own Facebooks, and we talk to everybody and hit everybody back and forth. Give us a second. If we don't hit you back immediately, it's because we do get a lot of messages.
Okay.
We will get messages where people say, hey, Marty, what's up? And then if I don't answer within 3 seconds, they go, I guess you don't care about your fans anymore. I'm like, no, that's not the case. It's just you're the 15th person in the last 10 seconds has hit me up.
Before I let you go, man, and I appreciate you being on the show. This has been awesome.
Thanks for having me. I love to do interviews, and I think it's great. People like, sorry to waste your time. I'm like, what? I get to talk about my band and my brother and myself and everything. It's great. It's quite a therapeutical outlet.
But before I let you go, I want to see if you'll do me a promo.
Absolutely. Hey, this is Marty McCoy from Bobaflex, and you're listening to the BODS Mayhem Hour.
Thank you, Marty, so much, man. Good luck to you guys. Proud of you guys being local boys around here.
We'll be back. We'll be in Huntington Saturday the 14th.
Awesome. Hopefully
at the B Club.
Yeah, and you guys played with Hell Yeah, too. I forgot to mention that.
Yes, we did. That was outrageous. Well, we did a whole tour with Chad and those guys from Mudvayne. And we've met Vinnie Paul before on the Gigantor. Vinnie Paul took us down to Texas, and we went to a strip club. He's just a really great guy, and Chad and all those guys are really cool. And it was a blast to see them all again. And they remembered us, and they were very cool. And we know their crew guys pretty well, and it was just awesome. It was one of those things we got to come home, and we were off. The guys in Huntington called us and said, hey, Hell Yeah needs an opening band. Will you do it? And I said one thing, hell yeah. And there we went down, and it was great.
That's awesome, man. Hopefully I can get to come out and meet you guys soon. If not, sooner or later I'll get to meet you guys and hang out. And
absolutely. You call this number, and we'll walk in the door for free, and you hang out VIP all night.
Thanks, Marty, man. I appreciate it. And I'd like to have you back on again before the year's out, too, my friend.
Anytime.
That's Marty McCoy from Bobaflex. Guys, check them out. You won't regret it. And we're going to get back to some music here. You only hear this live music and interviews here on the BODS Mayhem Hour and Uber Radio Network. Marty, brother, be safe and take it easy.
Thanks, man. You too.
listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.